Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your girl, Ruth Marquise. And I'm here with another morning motivational video. All right. So today we're going to talk about dealing with disappointments. I know that everything is going great. It's the morning and you're rushing off to work and everything is awesome. Like you're like, woo, right? But most likely you woke up like, oh man, I got to deal with this. I got to deal with that. But the everyday hustle and bustle, that's normal, but there's something hit me the other day, and it was like there's a sadness that you can only appreciate when things are going good, and when something just doesn't come out and work out as planned, it kind of stings, like, ooh, that hurt, ooh, but then you got to understand, in the moment of inception of the disappointment, right, you got to kill that disappointment real quick. So I'm gonna give you a couple tips on how to kill it, because I realized the faster you kill it and the more you focus on what's in front of you and the more you focus on what's ahead, it really could not matter more. It couldn't matter at all. It doesn't matter that you felt this disappointment. It doesn't matter if you took this loss, this L, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter, because you can make your life whatever you want it to be. I want you to know that. Even if you feel like, oh my gosh, what you mean I can make my life whatever I want it to be? Whatever job you work, wherever you live, whatever you're doing, you can make it different. And if you don't believe me, quit your job, right? Don't quit your job, right? You can make it different. You have the power to control it. So sometimes we feel like, oh my gosh, I have to do this and I have to do that. I have no option. I have no choice. But you do have a choice. But if you're going to choose, enjoy it while you have it and then move on. But anyway, let me get to my little 3 tips. All right. Number 1, when you're dealing with disappointment, you have to learn how to accept it. Accept it. I love Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn is one of the top guys. When I was 18 years old, I started listening to Jim Rohn. He started saying some crazy stuff. I'm like, how does this guy talk like this? Nah, 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 nah. And then he said some very key things. And I was like, whoa, what is he talking about? So he says you need to discipline your disappointments. Discipline your disappointments. I want to see some likes if you really understand what I'm saying, right? So when I say discipline your disappointments, it's you cannot let it get you down. You cannot let whatever is disappointing you get to you, right? So you have to allow, even though the thing might hurt, you have to be like, you know what? I won't get too high. I won't get too low. I am going to keep moving and keep pushing forward. So you have to put it into perspective, right? You have to say, you know what? This is not the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I was talking to somebody about, I was like, the worst case scenario that you could do is you had to start, you have to, maybe do it again. I think they were trying to take an exam, and I'm like, that's the worst case scenario. And then I understand that, some people I'm not going to even put that in my head, but for me, a worry wart, I'm retired, right? I would worry so much that I had to find out, I was listening to something and I was just like, what is the best thing that you can do when you worry too much? And then it was well, think of what's the worst thing that could happen. So I was like, okay, the worst thing that could happen is that you have to do it again, but it better for next time. And nobody wants to hear that, but I was like, I guess it's not that bad. So I always do that. So discipline your disappointment. So ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Can I live with it? And can I mitigate that? Can I minimize it? Can I make it easier or better? Or, not act like I'm not dying. I'm not on the ER table. This is just life, So I'll be fine. And then this morning, 2 things happened. Is I was driving and I saw this lady on the side of the road. She had already gotten into a car crash. She didn't know she was going to get a car crash today. You got to understand that whatever it is that's disappointing you, it could have been worse. I saw somebody in line, he got no hand. I'm like, you got to be grateful for your hands and your feet. My parents say that all the time. I'm just like, could they think of something else? Could we be grateful for a whole bunch of money in the bank? Why we always gotta be grateful for our hands and our feet? But some people just struggle with the basic things, and that you already have that advantage in. So number 1 was accepted. Number 2 is to dig in deeper. I posted earlier, I said, I don't believe in losses. I believe in lessons. Every failure is a lesson. Find out what the lesson is. I remember closing the business. I'm like, well, what is the point of me putting in so many years and losing so so much money. Like, that was crazy to me. And then now, like, it's not until you get to the other side where you understand, like, that's what that was for. That's why this is happening. This is why this is in place. So you don't understand what the lessons are. So you have to draw. So that means you need to stop for a moment and think, like, wait a minute, what can I learn from this? I should have did this better. I should have did that better. I should have did that better. Because then if you learn the next time, because it will be a next time, you will be better off. All right. Let me get some likes if you are understanding what I'm saying. And then you got to ask yourself, what actions can I take? What feelings do I have to work through? You know, whatever you need to do to get yourself to the next, you know, over the hump, over that disappointment, because you don't want this disappointment to turn into discouragement, and discouragement to turn into depression. You know, if you let it keep going down, it's not gonna work. So I remember I think it was last week, I was just like looking at the situation, and I was like, I don't like what's going on here, and you know what's happening, and I was like, you know what, I could throw myself a pity party, or I can dig in and I can keep looking forward and just be like, look, I've been here before. This ain't no thing. This is my first rodeo. Let's do it, you know. And as soon as I say, like, you know, things start popping off, like, I'm like, this is better than ever. Like, you got to keep pushing through. Like, I think life will give you a stutter step and see if you're gonna, like, trying to push you, like, to see if you're gonna fall, and you just be like, nope, I'm standing strong. Number 3, you gotta dive in. Think of a diving board, and when you take that leap and you jump on the diving board, you don't go up at first, you go down. And then that going down for a little bit, it, like, when you're on a roller coaster ride, your heart starts to go down, like sync with it. You're like, oh no, I'm going down. But then you realize, whoa, I'm springing up higher than ever before. That is what your disappointment can do for you. You got to look at it as a gift. Like, thank you. I'm going to be better than before. The next time I do this, I'm going to be way better. I'm going to be in a way better position. How can I position myself so I can be even better? So you have to take that leap of faith, and you're going to just ride out that momentum. That's it. That's it. If you have any other suggestions on dealing with disappointment, let me review. Number 1 is accept it, right? You got to accept what's going on and have a reality check. You know, have that come to Jesus moment, right? And number 2, dig in deeper. Okay, you need to dig in deeper to what's really going on and what's the lessons that I need to learn so I can become that better person. And number 3, you need to dive in and take action. Dive in and have that faith. Dive in and do what you know you need to do with what you have. It doesn't matter if you don't have everything in place. Start with what you have, and that's it. That's how you deal with disappointment, and you turn it into a huge win for you, a huge success. I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you so much. This is Ruth Marquise. All right. So all of y'all that some people have, like, they get so mad. I was like, oh, this is what I tell people to do, and now I gotta deal with this. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, listen, stay where you at. Stay where you at. If you want to buy a house, stay where you are and dig in deeper and do the work and search. Like, the champions come out, they be like, Ruth, I'm ready. So be the one that is ready, that can do more. Don't take a shortcut. Don't take the easy way out. Always take the hard way, and you will have a better reward. I will see y'all later. Ruth Marquise. Bye.